Khalil Jahshan is the executive director of the Arab Center, Washington, D.C. He joins us now from the U.S. Capitol. Really good to have you back with us, Khalil. Firstly, this ceasefire in Gaza seems to be holding, but we are getting more messaging from Israel accusing Hamas of not sticking to its end of the bargain. We know that all 20 living Israeli hostages have been returned. The disagreement now is over the bodies of dead hostages. What's your view? Do you think this deal will continue to hold?
Well, first of all, yes, the deal is holding so far. However, what we are going through is the fact that we have a deal here that is not a well-developed agreement or plan with deadlines, with all kinds of details. So therefore, the deal is subject to the ups and downs of objections from this side or that side. The complaints from the Israeli side are not surprising at all. I mean, we've seen the same type of excuses during the ceasefires earlier this year, last year, at the beginning of the war. Israel is still not interested in ending this war. It's interesting in a temporary ceasefire, in getting all its hostages, and then blaming, if you will, as we have seen today, blaming Hamas for coming short in terms of its commitments, and then probably resuming the fighting back.
Donald Trump, for his part at least, is acknowledging the difficulty that Hamas must be facing in terms of retrieving the hostages' remains. It is in the US president's interest that this ceasefire continues to hold, isn't it?
Sure, of course. You could tell, I mean, since day one, the president is putting the prestige of his office on the line. He is very much invested in ending this conflict somehow. He is not bothered by the detail. However, he seems to be committed to ending the fighting. So his statements, particularly today, he seems to have expressed agreement with the fact that Hamas has told the American side and has told the three parties that mediated this agreement, including Egypt, including Qatar, including, as a matter of fact, I think Turkey. They were all told that it would be very difficult to find and locate the bodies of the deceased hostages because they died over a long period of time, separate from each other, and under basically very severe bombardment by the Israeli side. If Israel was so concerned about the fate of the hostages, they wouldn't have engaged in this type of decimating, if you will, the Gaza Strip. So the American side knew about the difficulty. As a matter of fact, as of today even, there are some rumors that some help might be needed from some side. It's not clear yet whether it will be the American side or others to try to help the Hamas people find these missing bodies.
In one of his latest interviews with CNN, Donald Trump has said that he believes what's going on with Hamas will be straightened out quickly, but he also says that Israeli forces could return to the streets of Gaza as soon as I say the word. Do you believe that is indeed the case, that Israel is taking direct orders, essentially, from the US president?
Frankly, it's very hard to decipher these contradictory statements by President Trump. I mean, during the same interview, you're right. He did mention that if Hamas doesn't disarm voluntarily, as agreed to, he would allow either direct, military intervention. He wasn't very specific whether it will be American or Israeli, but he alluded to the fact that Israel might be allowed to, quote unquote, finish the job, as he used to say earlier in the conflict. But at the same time, he said he got tired of this conflict and that he has some differences with Netanyahu. serious differences over stopping the conflict and the fighting and the killing in Gaza. So we don't know which one is the real Trump, whether he's the one who's interested in putting an end to this conflict once and for all, or whether the one who's playing politics and looking basically for a Nobel Peace Prize as a result of a kind of fabricated peace process.
Okay, Khalil Jahshan, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you again for joining us on the program.